Welcome to Florida Statements. I'm Devin Howard, and we all know that creative leadership plays a huge role in shaping how brands tell stories and connect with audiences in meaningful ways. Today, I'm joined by Angelina, the creative director at Magnify Magazine, whose work focuses on turning bold ideas into impactful visual storytelling. What's up, Angelina?
Hello, Devin. How are you?
I'm awesome. I want to start by asking a little bit about what your role looks like at Magnify, being the creative director.
Absolutely. So with my role as creative director in Magnify, it encompasses a few different roles, mainly making sure our creative direction is consistent throughout the magazine and through other branding such as social media or events, and making sure that we're working with our teams and our concept directors to make sure that their visions are brought out to their fullest potential.
Wow. That's awesome. How would you describe Magnify's specific creative vision, and how do you make sure that vision stays consistent across the different concepts and ideas that people have?
Absolutely. So our creative direction and vision was mainly brought about by the want to have our magazine be more art focused rather than fashion focused, which a lot of magazines in Tallahassee are. And a part of that is making sure that original belief is stayed consistent through each operation and each interaction with our creative directors and creative concept directors, and making sure that their art and that their vision is kind of based in that, and making sure that, how do I put this? Making sure that they are creating something with originality and something new that they can be proud of and something we can be proud of as well.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Like you talked about being original, as a creative leader, how do you balance quality work with it also being original and new on like a collegiate level?
Absolutely. So part of the collegiate level is honestly looking towards other magazines that are on this collegiate level and making sure that, of course, inspiration is drawn from many similar sources, but making sure that we aren't accidentally copying anything or accidentally having our concepts kind of overlapped in vision. And so to look for inspiration and also differences in other magazines and other sources of that inspiration is very important to bring about that originality.
That makes a lot of sense. For students or other creatives hoping to work in creative direction, what skills do you think are necessary to be able to fulfill the role?
Honestly, leadership plays a very important role, making sure that you are comfortable with communication skills and making sure you can be very diplomatic as well when discussing critique or direction is very important. And I would also say probably outside of that, just a general vigor and want to be a part of the organization, because I think when your heart's not in it, it definitely shows through.
That makes sense. And then one last question for you, like as a creative person, how do you like gain inspiration without feeling burnt out, even though you have to come up with so many new ideas all the time?
Honestly, the big thing is staying off the phone and making sure that inspiration is not just found on online sites or through social media, but finding it in the physical world around you definitely helps to ground and connect. And honestly, my best ideas come from when I'm just sitting and thinking and meditating by myself.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. We've been talking with Angelina, co-creative director of Magnify Magazine, about creative leadership and storytelling. That's it for Florida Statements. Have a great day.